Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone confirm audible or not? So yesterday, where we stopped, let me recap the things what we discussed yesterday. So yesterday we discussed like as part of this course, okay, which content we are going to deliver. Okay, that one we discussed. High level, if you observe HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, from backend, Node.js, we are going to discuss. Database side, MongoDB, we can discuss. The total duration of this course is like 90 days, weekly 5 days. Okay, it's like weekdays only, weekends no sessions. At daily basis, we are going to provide the assignments and running notes, classroom programs, and everything we are going to. And the resume preparation at last, and interview preparation, okay, what kind of questions they are going to ask. And if you are interested after this course, okay, internship also we are going to provide with us under the startup company. We have one startup company is there. Okay, if you want, you can. Once you completed this course, what is your role in the current industry? What is your role? So if you know HTML and CSS only, you are like a UI designer. HTML, CSS, JavaScript on top of this React, Angular, or Vue, if you know, you are like a front-end developer. Now, if you observe here, we are going to discuss HTML and CSS, JavaScript, and React also we are going to discuss. If you have an idea on the Node.js and the database MongoDB, okay, so you can become like a map stack engineer. So that as part of our sessions, this one we are going to cover. Okay, at the same time, CI/CD. Once application development is completed, just I want to deploy your code. I'm going to discuss like how to deploy your React application in AWS, Azure, Vercel, and GoDaddy. All these things we are going to cover. So this is high level. If you want to check the content, okay, overall content, if you want to check, you can go to our website. Go to the content. Here is our content. HTML and CSS, these topics we are going to cover. Bootstrap and advanced HTML means HTML5. We are going to discuss these things. And CSS3 and JavaScript. JavaScript, so many topics are there. These many topics we are going to cover as part of JavaScript. And then React hooks, and then state management at application level products, how to write the unit tests using just and RTL, and write automation tests by using Playwright, and how to deploy your code using Vercel, AWS, Azure, and GoDaddy. Version control, we are going to use like Git. At this moment, I don't know, okay, what's your status, but we are going to discuss all these things. Backend, we are going to use like Node.js, and database is like MongoDB, and data visualization dashboard kind of things. Okay, we are going to use like React charts, one of the library. And finally, end-to-end application, simple login, okay, insert, update, delete, retrieving operations, how to perform. At the same time, instead of REST, I'm going to use like I introduced like GraphQL also. So Node with GraphQL in the client side, Apollo client we are going to use, and MongoDB is like database, okay, MongoDB only, and JWT for JSON Web Token for authentication purpose we are going to use. So this is overall content we are going to deliver as part of our sessions. Okay, let's come back to yesterday's session. How much part we completed? Yeah, yesterday we discussed like one line answers. Why we go for HTML, why we go for CSS, why we go for JavaScript. Okay, very simple. Why we go for HTML? Why we go for HTML? Very simple answer. If you open the browser, in your browser, if you open one website, okay, just you can open your domain name, your post dot, but this is your domain name. Whenever you open one domain, there has some content loaded right here. See your post login like this, some content loaded or not. So this content, if you want to develop, it's like a static content, no operations, nothing. If you want to prepare some content which is loaded inside the browser, that content you can prepare using HTML. Using HTML. Prepare some content, prepare some templates based on your requirement, which is loaded inside the browser or not. That is possible using HTML. Why we go for CSS? Once you prepare the content using HTML, it's like a raw material. Okay, it's like raw. There is no look and feel, nothing. It's like a default, whatever the behavior is there, like that only it is going to be visible. If you want to make it like look and feel, means see your post is there, that is in the center. The background color is like something like blue. Okay, there has login. Okay, there has the red color. Okay, in the footer, always in the bottom. Like this, if you want to make it like look and feel, if you want to arrange the elements where you want, arrange the content where you want based on your requirement, if you want to change the look and feel, then the time you can go with what? CSS. The content you can prepare using HTML. That content, if you want to make it like look and feel, then you can go with the CSS or not. The next one is like JavaScript. Why? Once you have a content, you make it like look and feel also. On this particular content, I want to perform some actions. Now see, I entered username and I entered password. If I click on the login, then only, right, it is navigate to some other page. That's no. Okay, if I click on the login, then only it is navigate to some other page, means okay, you are performing some action or not. If I click on this one, okay, just you can perform some action or not. So on your content, if you want to perform some actions, then you can go with the JavaScript. JavaScript is like a core thing. On top of JavaScript, there has some libraries or there, frameworks or there, like React, okay, like Angular, like Vue.js. Okay, just you can use any one of this. If you want to perform some actions on your content, on your templates, then you should have to go with what? JavaScript or not. Okay, for example, if I remove this one, now see, should be in the email format, valid email. It's a kind of what? Action. Okay, validate your data or not. Validate your data or not. This kind of actions we can do. We can, okay, implement using JavaScript. So these are like one-line answers. Prepare some content which is loaded inside the browser. Then you can go with HTML. That content you can make it like look and feel, then you can go with the CSS. On the content, if you want to perform some actions, then you can go with what? JavaScript or not. Okay, not only JavaScript. On top of JavaScript, there has multiple libraries, frameworks are there. Any one of the library framework you can use. Okay, the next thing. Yesterday we discussed like what is the difference between markup language and programming language. What is the main difference between markup language and programming language? So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So HTML come under markup language. Programming languages like what? C is there, Java is there, Python is there, like this different programming languages are there. What is the main difference between markup language and a programming language we discussed? What is the main difference? Okay, very simple. If you want to write one Java program or one Python program, how we can write it? I asked you to install VS Code editor. Okay, hope you all installed. If you not installed, just install VS Code editor. Okay, in your missions. VS Code editor. Why? Because this editor only we are going to use. VS Code editor. This editor only we are going to use to write our code and everything. Okay, so that it's like an open source. Go to the Google simply and download VS Code software and install it. Okay, let's come back here. See, yesterday I created like multiple files here. One is like HTML, Java, and a Python file I created. Now, if you come to the Java, now I written some program to print hello world. Whenever you written some code to get the output, there has a procedure. First, what you have to do? Any programming language you can take it. The procedure is like create a file. If it is a Java, if it is like a C#.cs, if it is like a Python.py, If it is like something else, .c or .cpp, like this, based on your requirement, you can use the extension. You can write some code that is nothing but your source code. Don't think more about this Java code. Once you written some code, you have to get the output. For that, in programming languages, first you have to compile your code. First, you have to compile your code. It is going to check. Compilation is nothing but you are following the guidelines, rules or not. If you not follow, it gives an error. For example, if you come to Java, now if you remove this one, now see Java C hello.java. This is my command to compile the Java program. Now see, it gives an error. What is that error? What is that error? Semicolon is okay. So you not follow the guideline of Java. In Java, any statement should ends with a semicolon. Now I added the semicolon. If I compile it, now see I can see okay, compile successful, and then you can run. Once you run, you can see the output or not. So that if you come here, any programming language, this is only the procedure. First, they are going to compile the code and then run it, and then you can see the output or not. Not only for Java, for C Sharp, for Python, this is only the process. If you come to the Python, this is the one. For example, if I remove this one, okay, py hello.py, okay. Now, if you come here, now we can see the syntax error. See, at the compile time, we can get the syntax errors. Syntax error means you not follow some guidelines. What is the guideline? In the Python programming language or any other programming language, if you open some brace, you have to close it. If you're not closed, that's the reason you can get the error. Now you can run it. Py hello.py. Okay, hello.py. Now you can see the output or not. Internally, it is going to compile, interpret it, and then it is going to show the output. That is not required for us. See this. You can see the output. Any programming language, the procedure is what? First write the source code and then compile it and then run it and see the output or not. But come to our markup language. My HTML is like what? It's a kind of markup language or not. But if you come to the markup language, here also, if you want to write one HTML, if you want to prepare one template using HTML, first you can create a file with the extension of what? .html is the one. After that, based on your requirement, you can write the source code. Based on your requirement, you can write the source code. Once you written the source code, okay, it is not like programming language going to compile. Okay, here, if you observe, there is no compilation. There is no compilation, nothing. Directly you can run the program. You can run, okay, you can see the output. That means if it is like a markup language, compilation is there or not there? Your answer is like no, no compilation. That is the main difference between markup language and programming language. Markup languages that has no compilation. That the reason no one is there to check you followed the guidelines or not. Are you following the guidelines or not? No one is there to check. That's the reason anything you can write. That one you can see the output or not. You can run it or not. Where we can run usually, where we can see the output. If it is like a Java, C Sharp, all this, we can see the output in the command prompt. We can see the output in the command prompt like this. Now see this. I can see the output or not. But if it is like a HTML, where we can see the output, where my HTML files are going to run, my HTML files always run in the browser. In the browser. My HTML files always run in the browser. That's the reason only, right? We said like prepare the content which is loaded inside the browser or not. So my HTML files always run where? Inside the browser or not. My HTML code. My browser can understand only three things. My browser always can understand only three things. What are those? You know, one is like HTML, it can understand. Another one is like CSS can understand. Another one is like JavaScript, not like React or something else. It is going to understand like JavaScript, not like TypeScript. Okay, only my browser can understand like these three things only. Okay, we'll discuss later. But for now, just remember the statement. My browser can understand HTML code. My browser can understand CSS. My browser can understand JavaScript. Other than that, my browser don't know anything. So my HTML file, whatever you written the source code, directly you can run it and you can see the output or not. Now yesterday you created like one HTML file. Now see this. This is my HTML file. I put like some random text. Okay, there is no sense. Okay, there is no meaning, nothing here. Okay, just I added something like this. I didn't follow any rules, any guidelines. I didn't follow. Will it gives me the output or not? Yes, it is going to give the output. Why? Why? Because no one is there to check whether you are following the rules, guidelines. No compilation. First of all, directly it is going to run or not. Where we can run the HTML files inside the browser. So that this is my hello.html. Let me open in my Explorer. Now observe here, there has multiple files are there. Our HTML file is this one. If you want to check, now see this. The type is like what? Chrome HTML document. Why he said like Chrome? Why not remaining browsers? Means in my machine, my default browser is like a Chrome. That's the reason it is showing the type, the name is like Chrome HTML document. Now, if you observe here, the icon also, the Chrome icon, you can see. Okay, it indicates like it is going to run in the HTML, okay, in the browser like Chrome. Now, double click on this one, double click on this one simply. By default, it's going to open in the Chrome browser. Now, if you come here, now see this, I can see the output or not, whatever I written the code. I can see the output or not. Appear okay, everyone? So, for any questions? Okay. Okay, then. Now, the important thing, the next thing, next level discussion is about, okay, see, any programming language you can take it. Compare, okay, with UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Okay, this technology is only very simple, easy to learn. The next is like Python. Okay, so that just put some effort. Okay, 3 months you can put the effort. Okay, you can become like a full. Okay, you can say like a stack engineer or front end developer. Okay, but daily basis you have to practice. Then only you can get the things. Otherwise, it's like very difficult. Okay. Okay, then the next thing is like just developer console window. Okay, see, I use terminology like developer console window. Developer console. As a UI developer, as a UI developer, as a front end developer, you should know something about this developer console window. While developing something as a front end developer, always we are going to use this tool, developer console window. Got my point? So what is this developer console window? Where I can see this developer console window? That is the question. Where I can see this developer console window? Very simple. You open this browser, right? Okay, now you can open and you can see any one website. You can take it. You can say like a google.com, you can take it, and quick info, you can take it. Now see, you can open any number of tabs. You can run any one of the, you can run, or you can open the domain name, anything you can open based on your requirement. Now if you open this google.com in your browser, just do right click, and last option, if you observe, you can see like a inspect. Did you observe this? Inspect. Now, if whenever you click on the inspect, okay, now see, there has one more window opened. Okay, one more window opened or not. See, this is the window. Now, let me close it. Now, the whole page occupied with my Google content or not. Now, whenever you do right click and do inspect, okay, now see Google in the right side, there has one more window opened in the left side or not. This window you can dock wherever you want. See, there has three dots. Are you able to see? Vertically, there has three dots over there. If I click on those three dots, okay, now see here, dock side, one option is there. Dock side. So first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Okay, second one is like highlighted. Here, see, there has two sections over there. Did you observe that? Okay, one section is like less space, another one is like something more. See, the less space is there, na? That one you can say developer console window. Okay, more space is there, right? That one is like your actual domain related content. Okay, now see which icon highlighted. Which icon highlighted? Second one. In the second one, two sections are there. Less space, more space. Less space, left side we have. So left side less space, developer console window, more space is like actual domain related content. Okay, here right side my domain related content means Google content. Left side is what? Left side is like my developer console window or not. Now the second one is highlighted. For example, if the third one is highlighted, third one if I click, now see top more space means domain related content. Bottom less space means your developer console window or not. Now I'm clicking on the third icon. Now if I click on it, now see my developer console window opened here. More space top we have, this is my domain related, and less space, this is what? This is my actual developer console window. Now three dots here na. Now click on this one. If I do click on fourth one, right side less space means right side developer console window, left side your domain related content. Now if you click on this one, see right side my developer console window, left side is what? Your domain related content or not. There has one more icon also there. Okay, first one. First one, here there is no less space or right space, this kind of structure not having, but it is something different. If I click on this one, what happened, now see my developer console window completely came out from that particular actual window or not. It is opened as like a separate window or not. It is opened as like a separate window or not. Got my point? Okay, where you want to dock the developer console window, you can dock it where you want to dock. Okay, usually I want to dock at the bottom, so that just click on the third icon. Now if you observe here, there has my developer console window opened or not. In this developer console window, there has multiple tabs you have. Do you observe that one? Can you spell out? Elements tab is there, console tab is there, source tab is there, network tab is there, application tab is there, performance, memory, privacy, security, lighthouse, record, like this multiple tabs are there. Yes, a UI developer, okay, at least first to five tabs you should know. First to five tabs: Elements tab, console tab, source tab, network tab, and application tab. As a UI developer, you should know about these five tabs, the purpose. Why? Because usually we are going to use in our development time. At the time of developing some application, usually we are going to use these five tabs. These five tabs. That's the reason you should know about these five tabs: elements, console, and source, network, and application. Okay, now this developer console window, is it like a common for entire all the tabs? It is like individual to each and every tab. Means if I open the, okay, if you click on the inspect, again you can see one more developer console window or not. See this, you can see one more developer console window or not. So what you can understand, my developer console window is like unique for the tab or not. Now see, this is one more tab. If I open this one, if I do inspect, there has one more developer console window opened or not. Now see, this developer console window for this particular tab, and this one for this particular tab, and this one is for this particular tab. So my developer console window is like unique for that particular tab or for that particular domain, for that particular URL or not. What you loaded. Understood everyone? So which tabs are there? Elements tab, console tab, source tab, network tab, application tab. First five I want to discuss. First one is like elements tab. Okay, elements tab. By seeing this one, what you can understand? Can anyone guess? In the elements tab, what you have? Come on, in the elements tab, very simple. Here, see, in my HTML file, I placed some source code. Yes or no? I placed some source code. That code rendered inside the browser and visible like this or not? Whatever you written the code, that code I can see in my elements tab also or not? Yes or no? Did you observe that one? Elements tab also or not? You may get confused. Hey, here what it is visible, that one only I can see in my elements tab. At the same time, in my hello.html, whatever you written, that one also you can see here. My question is very simple, straight question. You have some code in the HTML. hello.html. That code rendered where in the browser. In the browser. Now, this particular code, whatever you written, that is nothing but a source code. Source code. Where I can see this source code. This source code where I can see the source code where I can see in the browser. In the browser, I can see in the developer console window, in which tab I can see the code, source code, where whatever you written in the elements tab or not. Elements tab or not. This is the statement I written. Hello.html, whatever you written the source code, that source code I can see in the browser, in the developer console window, in the elements tab I can see. What code you written? This code I written. This code where I can see in my browser. Okay, see in my browser, that file only, that particular URL only. Okay, not in another tab, not in this tab. Okay, while running that particular file, whatever you written the code in that particular file, that source code I can see in the elements tab or not. Now you can ask a question, not in the HTML, whatever is visible to me, that is in the elements tab. That is also one question, right? But don't think more about this one. Okay, this is not here in this case. Whatever the content is there in the browser, whatever the content is visible to us, that is loaded, that is visible here, but it's not that case. Now I can change this one. See, here, if I write something like this, span Sachin. Now, if I refresh the page, then what happens? See, here only Sachin is visible, but in the elements tab, see, span Sachin is there. Now, this span Sachin from where? From my browser here, from my source code here, from my hello.html source code or not. Got my point? So that you can write like this, hello.html, whatever you written the source code, that source code, if you want to check in the browser, open the developer console window, in the elements tab I can see the source code or not. Okay, you can prove it, right? Hello.html is this one. I written some source code like this. Okay, I written some source code like this. How many lines of code you written? 2 lines of code you written. If I refresh the page, Sachin Dhoni. Okay, this is the content which is visible to the end user. But that source code where I can see whatever you written, the source code in the hello.html, that source code I can see here or not. Yes or no? That source code you can see here or not. Now, if I remove something like this, just I added some random text. Now, if you come here, now see, this content loaded, okay, this content loaded in the developer console window. You should have to tell like in the hello.html, whatever you written, that particular content only loaded in the developer console window. That content only I can see in the developer console window. In which tab? In the elements tab, I can see it or not. Now, in the elements tab, if you observe, now see, there has some other stuff also there. Did you observe that one? If you remove this content, I don't have anything. It's like empty file. It's like empty file. Nothing is there. It's like an empty file. Now, can I run this one or not? In Java, minimum lines of code is required. In Java, minimum lines of code is required. In C#, minimum lines of code, at least main method is required. But in your markup language, if you not write also, no one is there to ask, no one is there to check. Compilation is not there. If you not write any code, nothing is visible. But if you observe in the elements tab, there has 4 lines of code they added or not. There has 4 lines of code they added. What are those 4 lines of code? If you spell out, it's easy one. One is like HTML. Okay. Another one is like head and another one is like body. HTML, head to body. 3 things. And HTML, it's not like a normal text. That HTML text enclosed with what? Less than and greater than or not. HTML text is like enclosed with less than and greater than or not. HTML is there, head is there, and body is there. Body is there. This HTML text is like what? Enclosed with okay, less than and greater than. Okay, here also head is like enclosed with what? Less than and greater than, and my body also enclosed with what? Less than and greater than or not. Did you observe that one? Yes or no? At the same time, HTML had the body, okay. Another head also there, another body also there, another HTML also there. Okay, but here the difference between this one and this one is what? There has some slashes there. Okay, now if you come here, my head and another head is like this. Okay, less than greater than only, there has some slashes there. Now see, in HTML, there is no compilation. No one is there to check whether you are following the guidelines or not. But it is always recommended to follow the guidelines. Okay, no one is there to check means you should not do any mistakes, right? Okay, you should have to follow the guidelines, you should have to follow the rules or not. So who provided these rules, who introduced HTML? Those people, world wide web people introduced this one. So that those people said like, whenever you written some content, for example Sachin, Dhoni, these are like content, right? Don't write that content directly, just place that content, enclose that content with some elements. Elements is nothing but in HTML. Okay, now see, there is a text, okay, enclosed with less than and greater than, enclosed with less than and greater than with slash. These structure, wherever you see this one, we can say terminology wise, these are like a elements. Now see, this is like what? One head element, my head open element, we can say this syntax. My head open element, you can say it's like an open element. Whenever you find like a slash, that one we can say like a that particular head open somewhere, right? Okay, if it is open, you should have to close it or not. It is like a closing element. It's like a closing element. So in your HTML now onwards, wherever you write, wherever you want to, that means based on your requirement, if you write some text, make sure that text is enclosed with some elements. Okay, if you don't know the elements, yes, okay, there has multiple elements or there HTML elements, we can come to know, we can discuss about those elements later. So the first thing is like what you have to, okay, understand what you have to follow. Now onwards, if you want to write some text, make sure the text is enclosed with one element. One element. Now if you not write anything, if you not write anything, by default my browser placed how many elements? By default my browser placed how many elements? I didn't write anything, but my browser placed how many elements? By default my browser placed three elements or not for my hello.html. What are those three elements? One is like HTML element, another one is like head element, another one is like body element. And one more thing you have to observe here. Now see, HTML opened here, but immediately it's not closed. Where it is closed? Here it is closed or not? Now inside that HTML, open and close, inside that space, head opened, closed, body opened and closed. If you observe this structure, it is like a hierarchy based or not. Inside the HTML, head and body is there. So inside the HTML, head and body is there means my head and body, you can say hierarchy based approach, right? So that my HTML is like a parent to my head and body or not. I can say like that. So my HTML has how many children elements? Two children elements, head and body. So head and body relation is like what? Siblings or not? Why? Because my head parent is HTML, my body parent also HTML. So that we have same parent, we can say like what? Siblings or not? So in your HTML file, whenever you run one HTML file, okay, whenever you open the tab, okay, there has some content loaded, right? That the content is like HTML only. By default, how many elements you have? By default, three elements or not? Okay, one is like HTML head and body. If you not write, my browser plays, for example, if you write, okay, say HTML I written, okay, inside that one head I written, the next one is like what? Body I written, body I written. Now I written like three tags. If you run it, if you run it, now then what happened? Now see, still three only, right? It means if you not return, my browser is going to place those three tags. If you return, my browser is going to take your tags only or not. In the past, I didn't write, I didn't place these three tags, I didn't place these three tags, let me delete it. Then what happened? Okay, my browser placed how many elements? Three elements or not? By default. Now I placed, now I placed, now my browser placed those three only, but those are your elements or not? Those are your elements or not? So my thing is like, whenever you run one HTML file, by default minimum how many elements are going to load in your browser? In the elements tab, three elements. One is like HTML, head and body. Yes or no? The next thing is like, if I write like one more element, there is multiple elements are there, just I place like one element is like B, open tag and closing tag, and place my such. What is this B? We'll discuss later. Now if I refresh the page, now see, in this particular one, HTML head body, there or not there? HTML head and body, there or not there? Not there. Whenever it is not there, my browser is going to place HTML head and body or not. You return one more tag. What is the tag? B. B. B tag or not? This B tag, where it is going to place? Now see, HTML is the root element, parent, header, nothing is there. Body, if you see here, there has expand icon is there. If I click on this one, inside the body, opened, closed, inside that one, my B tag placed or not? Now you can conclude one statement now. Whatever you return, whatever the source code you return, that source code placed where? In the elements tab or not? In the elements tab or not? Yes. Okay. Now the content is what here? What is the content? What text is visible? What template is visible to the end user? Here the template is what? Sachin. Yes or no? This Sachin related source code is what? That Sachin related source code is what? This is the source code or not? Yes or no? This source code placed where? In the elements tab. Which section? In the body section or not? So my statement is very simple. Whatever the content is visible, whatever the template is visible to the end user, the template related source code placed in the body element or not. Got my point? Okay. Now here there has one more element is like H1 is there. Kohli. Done. Now see. Now Sachin and Kohli both are visible. Okay. Now this is the content or this is the template loaded inside the browser or not? Yes, no. My Sachin Kohli loaded inside the browser or not? This particular content related source code, where this is the source code, right? Sachin related source code this one, and Kohli related source code is this one. Now my question is, this content related source code where I can see in the browser? This content related source code where I can see in the browser? This content related source code I can see in my developer console window. In the developer console window, there has multiple tabs are there. There has one tab called as a elements tab. In the elements tab, in the body section, my content related code I can see or not. Understood, everyone? If you observe here, everything is enclosed with an element or not. That means you followed the guideline. If you see this one, it's like a hierarchy based approach or not. HTML is like what? Root element. In the HTML head and body, like two children's. In the body, there has again two children's are there. Okay, Sachin and okay, Kohli. Now my question, am I mentioned anywhere, hey, B tag can you place in the body? H1 tag can you place in the body? Am I mentioned anywhere? In this one, am I mentioned anywhere? No, my browser knows everything. Which tag has to place in the body? Which tag has to place in the head? Which tag has to place in the body? Which tag has to place in the head? For example, if I write something, one more tag, just I am going to write like one style. This is also open element, closing element. This is also one more element. Now, if you come here, if I refresh the page, now see this. HTML contains head and body. Okay, that is by default only. I written like three elements. So first element is like style. My browser places that style where? In the head tag. And my Sachin and Kohli B and H1 elements placed in the body tag or not? Am I mentioned anywhere? Okay, hey, style tag can you keep in the head? B and H1 can you keep in the body? Am I mentioned anywhere? I didn't mention. Whenever these loaded inside the browser, my browser knows everything. Which element has to place in the body? Which element has to place in the head? Which element has to place in the head? Whatever the elements placed in the body, that element related content only loaded inside the browser or not? Okay, this particular template only load and visible to the end user or not? Agreed, everyone? Okay, can you prove it in another website? Now let's go to the Google now. Let's go to the Google now. This much content loaded, that is visible to the end user. This much content is visible to the end user or not? Now my question is very simple. This content related code, where I can see here, this is the content visible to the end user, to you, to me. This content related source code, where I can see? In the developer console window. In the developer console window, where I can see? Header body, in the body tag or not? In the body. Okay, prove. See this. Okay, in the body. Okay, this is related to Sachin related source code, and this is not H1 Kohli related source code or not. Two elements are there, that's okay. If you come to the Google, this about store, Google icon, Gmail, this much content is visible to me. This is the template visible to me. This template related code, where I can see? In the developer console window. In which tab? In the elements tab, where HTML head body. These three elements are common for any web page. These three elements are common. This content related code, where I can see? Header tag or body tag? This content related source code, where I can see? Head or body? Body tag. If you want to prove, see this, in the body there is multiple elements are there. Okay, if you delete this body, see, I click on the right, okay, just right click, right on the body, just do right click. There has one option is there, delete element is there. Just if I click on the delete element, see, everything is gone. Everything is gone. Now I can understand like what? Whatever the template loaded, whatever the content, whatever the template is visible to the end user, the template related code, where I can see? In the body tag or not? Body is not there, so that my template also not visible or not? Let's go to the quick info. Now see, this much, okay, this much content is visible to the end user. Okay, scorecards are there, so much. This much content is visible to the end user. These many templates, you can say. This content related source code, where I can see? Content related source code, whatever the template visible to the end user, that template related source code, where I can see? In the developer console window. Right click and do inspect. Shortcut also there, F12. Okay, just follow the inspect. Where I can see? In the elements tab or not? In the elements tab, now see, HTML head to body, there has some external sites also loaded. Okay, these iframes, that's okay. My minimum 3 elements there are not there. HTML head to body is there. Now the body, right click and do delete element. Whenever I delete it, see, everything is gone or not? My quick info. Now I can conclude one statement, right? Whatever the template is visible to the end user, the template related source code we can see in the body tag. If I delete the body, that code gone. Okay, the template gone. So vice versa, my body is not there, template is not there. Template is there, means that body contains that source code or not. Got my point, everyone? Okay, conclude one statement about the elements tab. Anyone? Conclude one statement about the elements tab. Conclude one statement about the elements tab. Very simple. Okay, the elements tab contains what? Just you can tell. Whatever the template is visible to the end user, the template related source code I can find in the elements tab or not. Okay, in the elements tab, two sections are there. Did you observe? Did you observe? Left side section is there, right side section also there. Two sections are there in the elements tab. In the left side section only we are talking now. In the left side section only we are talking now. The left side section, what we have? Conclude one statement. Whatever the template is visible. Now say here, do Control Z. Okay, now my body is there, so that my content is there. Whatever the content is visible to the end user, or whatever the template is visible to the end user, the template related source code I can find in the elements tab or not? The template related source code I can find in the elements tab or not? Which section, left or right? Okay, here, now see, it's like a left side section. Two sections are there. Don't think like always is the left side. If I dock like this, now see, top to bottom section. Okay, Two sections are there, left to right don't mention. Okay, just you can see here two sections are there. One section is related to your source code, another section is related to, see, observe here, styling or not. Another section is related to styling. What is the styling? We'll see that. Up to here. Okay, about elements tab. In the elements tab, I can find whatever the content, whatever the template visible to the end user, that template related source code I can see or not. The template related source code I can see or not. Understood, everyone? See, HTML and CSS is like a public. Is like a public. Everything you can see in the browser. Everything you can see in the browser. My JavaScript onwards, JavaScript also loaded inside the browser, but my JavaScript code is like minified, not understandable format. But HTML and CSS, anyone can see that. Any browser. Okay, you can open the browser, any browser. You can open your favorite website, go to the elements tab, check what they written. Check what they written. Okay, let me show you that one also. Now done. Now the next level thing is like you have to do from your end. About is there, store is there, Google is there, Gmail is there, image is there, like that, right? So my question is very simple. This store is there, na? This store. What code, what source code they written? What source code they written? I want to check. For this particular store, for this particular template, what code they written, I want to check it. How we can check, very simple. The total template source code where I can see. The total template source code where I can see in the elements tab. In the developer console window, elements tab. This store related, see this, where is my store? There is multiple elements over there. Where is my store? How we can find it? Means very simple. This template code you want, right? Put the cursor. Two ways you can put the cursor and do right click and go and select inspect again. If I select inspector, there has one line is going to highlight in the elements tab left side section. Now see one line highlighted or not? See this. Now this particular code, okay, is used to prepare this content. This particular code is used to prepare this content. If you want to prove, now see, this is the anchor, na? Okay, A tag. Right click and delete. Whenever I deleted, my store gone or not? Okay, if I do Control Z, now my A is available, my store is available or not? Now store is there. Just you can put your name. Now see, it is like updated or not? So this is only the proof, right? This template related code is this one or not? Yes or no? Like that you can check wherever. Okay, go to your favorite website. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, what kind of code they written? Just you can check it with some CSS, right side CSS also. We not yet discussed, we'll discuss that one. Got my point? Okay, now you can come here. Okay, for this particular Google, what kind of code they written? I want to check it. I want to check it. How we can check it? Come on, put the cursor on my Google. Do right click and do inspect. Now see, there has one line highlighted. Now see, to place this image, they used one of the element called as what? Image is my element, image is my tag. Now this image tag they used for what? To load this or to render this image or not? We'll discuss that image tag later, but for now, what kind of code they written, if you want to know, just you can come to know like this or not. Okay, if you want proof, right click on this one, do delete. Now I deleted that image, my Google logo also gone or not? Okay, do Control Z. Now my image tag is visible, my Google also visible or not? Like that, you can go to any website, check what they written. Understood? This is one way. Another way how you can check, so far how you checked the source code, go to that and right click, right? There has one more option also there in the elements tab left side. Did you observe? There has two icons over there. There has two icons. My first icon, okay, if I put the cursor, you can see the tooltip. Can you read it? Select an element in the page to inspect it. Select an element in the page to inspect it. Now you can select. First of all, it is like in the mute, in the black color. Okay, black color means it's like in the mute. Okay, no action, nothing. Now if I click on this one, now it is like highlighted. It's in the blue color. Now once it is in the blue color, you can move the cursor. Now go and check which content related source code you want to check, which template related source code you want to check. Now this template related source code I want to check. Now click on it. Now whenever I click, now see, this is my anchor, this is my anchor, they used or not. Okay, here this is the, okay, one of the pseudo selector they used. Okay, this is the code they used for what purpose, to this particular template or not, to this particular template or not. If I do delete, that is gone, that is gone. If I do control z, now that is visible or not, that is visible or not. Like that you can check the source code of your, okay, template, which content, a particular section you can. Now you can go to any website. Let's go to, okay, ndtv.com. Okay, now I want to check this particular code. Okay, for this particular ndtv, what kind of code they written. Okay, now directly you can do, right click on it, inspect it, directly you can do it. Now the developer console window opened. In the developer console window you can check it. Now see this, this is my image for my what, okay, my ndtv logo or not. Yes or no? Okay, after that if you want to check this particular image, what code they written, two ways. One is like click on this icon and go and check. Okay, click on it. Now this is the image they used or not to prepare this template. Okay, this is the source code they used or not. Like that you can go and check what kind of code they written for this particular template. Understood everyone? All are okay? So from your end, just you can do, okay, go to your favorite website, just check what they written. Okay, so next level discussion is about, there has multiple elements. So far I know only 3 elements. Okay, those are like default elements. One is like html element, another one is like header, another one is like body element. These only I know. But in html there has multiple elements are there. No need to remember, no one can remember also. Okay, no need to remember, but minimum elements you should know. In html they categorize like the elements like 2 types. One is like inline elements, one is like inline elements. This is the question they are going to ask in the interviews. The next one is like block level elements. Okay, block level elements, we can categorize the elements like 2 sections. One is like inline elements, another one is like block level elements. Now how we can come to know one element is like inline element, one element is like block level element, how we can come to know, we'll see that one in the next session. So for any questions, anyone, you can unmute and talk. Anyone have any questions?
Oh, nothing from my side, sir.
Nothing from my side.
Second, Rom, you're saying something? No? Okay. Okay, then I'm going to share this video in our WhatsApp group. Okay, just you can go through that. Okay, tomorrow we'll continue the next level things. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.